Envision a high-stakes underwater heist. American engineers backed by billionaires and emboldened by executive fiat, dispatching fleets of robotic submarines to plunder the ocean floor's glittering secrets. In the summer of 2025, as China's export bans on rare earth elements REEs send shockwaves through global supply chains, spiking prices 50% and idling Tesla factories, the U.S. has launched a bold dive rush to seize its share of the deep sea's trillion-dollar bounty. President Trump's April 24 executive order, unleashing America's offshore critical minerals and resources, has fast-tracked permits, igniting a frenzy for polymetallic nodules packed with cobalt, nickel, manganese, copper and, crucially, REEs like neodymium and These elusive metals, vital for EV batteries, wind turbines, AI chips, and F-35 jets, lurk in vast fields like the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, CCZ, estimated to hold 21 billion tons of nodules worth $8 to $16 trillion. But as the metals company TMC submits historic applications under U.S. law and a pivotal pact with the Cook Islands counters Beijing's Pacific inroads, this isn't just mining, it's a geopolitical submarine race. Will America snag the riches or plunge into ecological and diplomatic depths? Let's submerge. The ocean's hidden vault wreathes beneath the waves. The deep sea isn't a barren void, it's a mineral Eldorado, teeming with 3 jackpot deposits ripe for the U.S. dive: polymetallic nodules, potato-sized orbs carpeting abyssal plains at 4,000 to 6,000 meters, brimming with manganese 29%, nickel 1.3%, cobalt 0.2%, copper 1.1%, and retraces up to 0.5% oxides like lanthanum, cerium, and neodymium. The CCZ alone spans 4.5 million square kilometers, potentially yielding enough REEs to meet global demand for years, trillions in value for clean tech. Seafloor massive sulfides, volcanic hotspots near hydrothermal vents, loaded with copper, zinc, gold, silver, and REEs, like yttrium formed by superheated fluids spewing from Earth's crust. Cobalt-rich crusts, incrustations on seamounts, rich in cobalt up to 2%, platinum, and heavy REEs like dysprosium, essential for high-heat magnets in EVs and defense. Why the rush? REE demand is exploding. The IEA forecasts a 40% surge by 2034 net zero goals, with a single Tesla battery needing 10 kilograms cobalt and REEs for motors. Land supplies falter. China's 69% mining monopoly and April 2025 bans on heavy REEs, samarium to yttrium, have crippled U.S. factories, costing billions. Seabed REEs offer purity, less thorium, and scale. 1 square kilometer in the CCZ could supply a fifth of annual global needs. For America, it's not greed, it's survival in the tech wars. Trump's executive plunge, fast-tracking the dive. The catalyst: Trump's April 24, 2025, executive order, a 1,200-word blueprint to unleash U.S. seabed supremacy. Expedited permitting. NOAA must/review times for exploration, licenses 30 days, and commercial recovery permits 60 days, in areas beyond national jurisdiction, ABNJ, targeting CCZ nodules off California. Domestic capabilities boost investment in mapping, robotics, and processing. $1.5 billion pledged via DoD and energy for mintomagnet chains, countering China's 90% refining chokehold. Stockpiling strategy: integrate seabed hauls into the national defense stockpile, with offtake agreements for REEs vital to semiconductors and stealth tech. Interagency blitz. Within 60 days, by June 23, agencies report on private sector ops in the outer continental shelf, projecting $300 billion GDP boost and 100,000 jobs over a decade. The EO's ripple? TMC's stock surged 40% post-signing, hitting a 52-week high. NOAA's July 7 proposed rule revisions further grease the wheels, overhauling DSH-MRA regs for faster apps. Critics how Greenpeace calls it a reckless bypass of ISA safeguards, but proponents hail it as reclaiming U.S. leadership lost since the 1970s. TMC's bold bid, the vanguard of the rush. Enter the metals company TMC, the Toronto-based trailblazer now with a U.S. subsidiary, thrust into the spotlight. On March 27, 2025, TMC announced plans to apply under DSH-MRA, accelerating after the EO-TMC's tech. A decade of R&D yields the hidden founder system. Autonomous collectors vacuuming nodules disturbing just 3 centimeters of sediment via riser pipes to surface vessels, with AI optimizing yields. Backed by Alcia's production vessel ready, and Glencore, 50% offtake for nickel, copper. TMC pledges 30% untouched zones and pledges lower impacts than land mining, 80% less, per a 2023 benchmark study. CEO Gerard Barron, "We're offering America a shovel-ready path to abundant supplies." Challenges: NOAA's review could drag initial nods by June, but full EIS demands years. ISA backlash looms. TMC's no REE sponsorship triggered the 2-year rule, but U.S. unilateralism risks international conflict. Yet, with $85 million fresh Korean investment, TMC's first nodules by 2026, potentially 3 million tons a year, yielding billions in REEs. Pacific power plays. The Cook Islands counterpunch. No dive rush without diplomacy. China's February 15th MO, with the Cook Islands eyeing their REE-rich EEZ, sparked U.S. alarm. Beijing's pact spans seabed research, scholarships, and disaster relief, but excludes security at positions China in a promising mineral hotspot. Enter America's August 5th repost, a joint statement launching talks for responsible development of Cook Islands, EEZ, one of the Pacific's richest nodule beds. Spanning 1.9 million square kilometers between New Zealand and Hawaii, it holds vast polymetallic cobalt, nickel, and REEs for joint mapping and extraction. State Department, U.S.-linked firms lead exploration, reflecting shared interests. This counters Beijing's dual-use subs and fosters alliances. Echoing Tonga pacts, but tilting westward, billionaire angle investors like Peter Thiel via proxies, and Dodd grants fuel U.S. tech, eyeing $1 billion plus in Cook nodules. Protests erupted over China's deal and Z urged free association scrutiny, but the U.S. pact promises oversight, positioning Pacific Islands as partners, not pawns. Tech titans and the trillion-hunt U.S. innovation drives the rush. Kongsberg, Norway, but U.S.-aligned, develops a UVS for nodule scouting. Impossible Metals AI selective harvesting raised $1 billion in 2025 for eco-friendly grabs. NOAA's 1970s trials laid groundwork, now revived with $439 million DOD since 2024 rechains. TMC's system crawlers collect 500 kilograms, test processed into battery-grade metals, promising 15% global REE supply by 2030. Billionaires swarm Gerard Barron, TMC, and backers like Alcius I monopolies. Elon Musk's Tesla hungers for nodule cobalt, hedging China's vice. Projections: $300 billion GDP lift, but capex hits billions. Robots cost $500 million each. Environmental eddies. Perils in the depths. The plunge is unpristine. Sediment plumes from collectors could smother biodiversity. CZS dark oxygen nodules sustain unique life, persisting 100 kilometers post-disturbance per 2025 Nature study. Noise, light disrupts vents. Carbon release from sediments exacerbates warming. 38 nations. France, NZ-backed moratoriums. Greenpeace slams TMC's. Greenwashing. US EO mandates transparency. But critics fear irreversible scars on Mars, like unknowns. Alternatives: recycling could cut needs 20%, but demand triples by 2030. Ending: snagging the depths or sinking ships. America's 2025 dive rush from Trump SEO to TMC's apps and Cook pacts is $1 trillion gambit to shatter China's REE, fueling EVs, AI, and arms with ocean bounty. Yet, as robots descend, the abyss whispers warnings. Biodiversity Armageddon. Diplomatic tsunamis. The U.S. could lead responsibly or ignite a free-for-all. With NOAA reviews looming, the stakes are submerged, but if this undersea gold rush hooks you, like the thought, surface your take in comments and subscribe for more dives into trillion-dollar frontiers.